words sometimes.
To who we stand and everything. Oh shit! Do we have music? I can't tell.
I don't know.
No, we don't know. We don't know. It's probably playing. We just can't hear it.
Loser
Oh my
style.
God! Here we are. Here we are. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Las Vegas,
Nevada.
Thank you. We're here for NBA Summer League. Look at this incredible improvised set we have here. 20 minutes or so, the lights will turn on and everything will be great. Eric doesn't have a mic.
That's true. Brendan and I share one mic, and we
One
share
bed?
one soul.
You share a bed too?
What's up?
We also share
Gentlemen will
our
never tell.
beef jerky.
We are here live from Las Vegas, guys. We have been here. I don't even know what that means. Did I tell you guys my daughter eats beef jerky? She eats the skin of it first. It's so
Oh,
weird.
That's
jerky,
You
so
should
underrated.
send her to a
It's the
therapist about
grossest thing
that.
I've ever seen. We're here live in Las Vegas for Summer League, guys, and having an absolutely fantastic time. Even though the Denver Nuggets, this was the most enjoyable 30-point ass whooping I've ever watched.
That's right.
It was really, truly incredible. I got my whole squad here. The man with the desert wind in his hair, Harrison Wind.
Does my hair look better in the Vegas heat or worse?
I feel like it's a little dry out here. A
Yeah.
little dry, a little frizzy.
It needs to get back to the 303. Needs to
I'd
get
say
back
all
to
around you.
elevation.
Yeah, you've looked better.
You're a Vegas, what were we saying? A Vegas 9, a Denver 10. Is that my phone? Somebody just hit me up.
No, I'm a Bally's 8, Aria 6 is what we decided.
Over here, I got Brendan Vogt.
How about 4 wherever I go? What's cracking? What's up?
Man, it's Summer League, man. It's Summer League. And then over here, of course, D-Line Co.
Yeah, you have to give me the mic so I can.
That's gonna be
What's up, guys? Yeah, 2 4s. You should split us, right?
Yes, for sure. That's exactly what it is.
Blackjack
You got
joke,
2
guys.
fours.
You already
That's
share a
blackjack.
bed, so
So, guys, we're obviously going to be extremely casual today, but also this is the nature of Summer League. And I'm going to come right off the top. We're going to have fun today. It's going to be very positive. It's funny. I had somebody, a colleague, text me earlier saying, not impressed. And I thought of what? Like,
life 2021
like
Summer League.
if you are impressed at Summer League or unimpressed, you're doing it wrong. You
That's
should
right.
just enjoy or not enjoy. And honestly, you should enjoy. No matter what, almost you should enjoy. But there's a lot to get to today. We're going to talk, obviously, about Bones Hyland, who made his Denver Nuggets Summer League debut. We're going to talk about Bull,
Man.
Wilt Chamberlain of the Las Vegas Desert. We're going to talk about him. Zeke Naji? Going to mention
We
him.
can talk about him.
We can talk about him a little bit. And then obviously just try to take you guys with us inside of Summer League and kind of be the eyes and ears for you guys, kind of relay some of the stuff that we're seeing here. But first, the Denver Nuggets go down to the Boston Celtics. Absolutely murdered by the Boston Celtics, 107-82. They give up 66 points in the first half. Michael Malone sitting courtside, very displeased. We noticed
He tried to call a rage timeout.
he
but
did
they
try to
didn't
call
let
a
him. They didn't let him.
rage timeout. But I want to start. Let's analyze the game here in this first segment. Okay, before we get anywhere, I got to remind you guys we're presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Use promo code DNVR whenever you sign up and bet on these games. I'm telling you, you want a surefire winner? I'm
Not
going to
the
give you one.
Nuggets.
Not the
Nuggets to
Nuggets.
lose. Actually, you know what? Now that they'll still probably lose, to be honest with you. But Harrison, I want to start with you. Let's start with Bones because
Okay.
to me, he is the story. Bull is the second story, but to me, the marquee was Bones Hyland made his Denver Nuggets Summer League debut. What did you think of him?
I thought he was great. I thought he was really, really good, all things considered. Do you guys know I'm a big Bones guy?
You are a
I was a
Bones
big
guy.
Bones guy before the draft. I'm still a big Bones guy. I mean, he flew into Vegas today. I think he landed around 1, and the game tipped off at 4. And he landed with a lot of the guys that weren't here for that first game. They got the all clear last night. They got into Vegas this afternoon, probably went to their hotel, went to the Aria, then right over the Thomas and Mack Center. So considering that,
hold on, you missed something. They ate. This is the thing that's crazy about it is the guys that arrived today. And by the way, it wasn't just Bones and Zeke Naji. It was also a bunch of other players.
like the entire team.
Yeah. The other guys that were on the court that weren't there yesterday. And they arrived hungry because of how scattered everything was.
Yeah.
So to put everything into context, haven't practiced. They weren't around to be around guys. Weren't even really around able to be in a gym if anybody else was there. So they've been doing like 1-on-0 workouts, if that. They arrive here at noon, eat, and then go warm up like straight from eating. So this was, to say it was suboptimal circumstances is like the massive understatement.
Because of that, I had no expectations for Bones today.
Right.
I thought he was just going to go out there, just get his feet wet, get his sweat going. But I thought he was really good. I thought he was really good. And my biggest actual basketball takeaway is I feel like we saw a little bit of his entire game, man. He hit a couple deep threes. He got to the rim. He set his teammates up. I think he's maybe even further along in that aspect, like as a playmaker, as a passer, as a distributor than I might have thought he was. And he developed a nice little two-man chemistry with Bull.
That
today.
alley-oop, man. That first alley-oop, that timing.
So I was really impressed, man. I was really impressed. I thought it was a great debut.
What do you think, Boop?
Yeah, I mean, again, you guys already outlined the context, but to really try to have that in mind when you think about how hard it is to go out there and play, you guys talked to him after the game, and I know there was a question about, not necessarily knowing all the plays and all that, and he laughed it off. He just went out there and hooped. He just went out there.
He
and
didn't
tried
just
to
laugh
fun.
it off. He's like, "Yeah, man, I didn't know any of them."
I didn't know any of them. I had no idea.
He goes, "Coach McCall play," and I had no idea what the play was.
So when you take all that into account, he looked really good. I mean, that first stint was very good. Middle ones maybe a little rougher. Defensively, he died on some screens, and I think that's something we should prepare to see a lot of. But we also saw him contest some jumpers, blocker jumpers with his wingspan. I thought he looked really comfortable. If you want to say just on the offensive side of the ball, you go, okay, that looked like a guy who can play in the league.
Yeah. Eric?
The one thing we were saying on the live right after the show, the only negative thing I took from just his like natural basketball inclinations is he kept picking up his dribble really early, like really high, close to half court, like a lot. And it was strange to me, but then, he has so many hooper tendencies. He's able to just sort of like figure out what to do. He was breaking guys down on the dribble. And again, like the one main takeaway is just how composed he looked.
Yes.
Bones composure.
He looked
right?
comfortable, man. He looked really comfortable out there. And we were talking about this during the game, but he's really in his comfort zone when he just goes into like an ISO. When the play breaks down and he's got to dribble the ball back out to the 3-point line and he goes in between his legs 5 times in a row, tries to set his man up for that step back or get to the rim. That's his ultimate comfort zone, and he seemed just pretty comfortable out there.
The other thing I noticed from him is that he has an edge to him. Like there was a one play where right before the ball was passed in, one of the Celtics hit him in the nose with his shoulder. Yes, and he recoiled back looking for the foul. He didn't get it, and then he got right back into Pritchard's face.
I saw that too.
And was like, didn't give him an inch, just let him know he was there. He looked like a street baller, like.
Of course. Yeah. The composure really stood out. And you're right. It's always fun when you sit. First of all, I love Summer League. It's so fun being here. But one of the things that's so great about it is you really are courtside or close to it. And you just get a feel for how fast and strong and physical and it's all of these guys from the star rookies to the whoever's playing, they're all trying their hardest to impress. And so these guys are going hard. I mean, it's sloppy. It's undisciplined or whatever, but they're going hard at each other. And so when I'm watching this and I see the size of a guy like a Davion Mitchell, for example, or, some of these other guys, I'm like, man, they're physical. These are men. Bones, he's thin. Like he's just thin. And I'm thinking like, man, he's going to come out here and guys are going to get physical. There's that. He doesn't care. He's ready for it. At least tonight he was. And to me, that's really one of the things that stood out is that he's up for that challenge. And then the other thing that stood out to me was his quickness. Because he's not a very quick guy. You watch him, his college, he's crafty. The word I always use is slippery. Seeing him tonight with the ball in his hands, his handle looked better than I anticipated. And after the game, he talked about there's a lot more spacing. That's the biggest difference at this level. And you could tell that he loves that extra spacing. He looked quick with the ball, aggressive. And I really was impressed with him in that way.
it was also a good first matchup for him, a good test, because a reason why the Celtics won big tonight is the Celtics just have a really good summer league team.
NBA players.
A lot of their summer league team is just their actual bench.
Yeah.
Like Peyton Pritchard, Edwards, Neesmith. So for Bones in his first game to jump off a plane and have to go against Peyton Pritchard, he's probably one of the better players at summer league and still look pretty good. I thought that was big.
By the way, Neesmith, summer league legend in the making.
Yeah, Aaron Neesmith, chill out. Chill out a little, man.
Bro.
Chill out.
Yeah, you touched on it, but the quickness, he was pretty good at changing pace.
Yeah.
I like the one, where he was wide open for a catch and shoot from the wing, but he saw them start to bite on the pump, puts it on the floor, gets around the guy, finishes with his left hand. He just has really good intuition.
Hooper
score. He's a
Hooper
hooper.
tendencies.
He's a hooper.
Total hooper, as Coach Klask said after the game.
Charles Klask, man.
The highlight of the day for you, Charles Klask calling him a hooper.
Right, you want to take him through the post game session?
Walk us through. Take us on a journey.
Well, I forget what question it was, but Nuggets Summer League coach Charles Klask just talking about Bones Hyland and how he just kind of got off the plane and came to the arena and just played well. And he's like, Bones is a hooper. He's a baller. Couldn't have said it better myself. Straight hooper.
He's a straight hooper. So I was just so impressed with him. His line tonight, 16.7 assists, 2 rebounds. He goes 5 of 11 from the field, just 2 of 7 from 3. And honestly, to start this game was the most impressive part, honestly, because he came out, he had a great drive. Like you could tell his eyes would light up when he got an isolation chance, when it's like, oh, this is my comfort zone. Like everybody's cleared out. He had a couple of those. He had a nice drive and dish to Zeke Naji, smoked the jumper, but it was a great sort of setup play. And yeah, he just had some good plays. He had some really ugly ones too. He had a cross-court pass that got picked off where it was like, bro, how did you think that was it's like a quarterback that throws the interception to a receiver that didn't even have to move. They just stand there and intercept it. And you're like, bro, what are you doing? So he had a couple really, really ugly plays. But again, this would be like, a guitarist. You just got called up to play with a big band, but never got to practice, never even got to touch the guitar. You just walk on stage and they're like, all right, do you know any of the songs? Like, no. Like, hey, just follow the bassist and you'll be all right.
Yeah, but it's like even more crazy than that, because then they're like, cool, we're improvising.
Yeah.
We don't have any songs.
Actually, it'd be like the whole band showed up and they're just
That's
like,
what I mean. They're like, what songs were we playing? We're like,
I don't know.
Follow me. Let's go.
Follow me. We'll figure it out.
I think we got a super chat about Bones as well.
Let's do it.
That Kale might want to bring up here.
Bring it on up, buddy.
He told me we've got one.
I cannot see it from there.
It might be a challenge to see. Oh, here we go. Do you see why the Nuggets took Bones over some other players from Hurricane T-Bag? Shout out Hurricane T-Bag.
Yeah, Hurricane T-Bag.
Great
Also
name.
just fun to say.
Yep.
I will say one thing, because I already see so many reactions like, oh, the summer league, it doesn't matter. Like I said, have fun with this. None of this stuff is great
or
definitive. Like it does matter. Like there are things that are important, but you can't read too much into it. I will say Jayden Springer, he of everybody you thought about. Yeah, but is he a bust? No, he is the one guy that I look at that I was like, man, he looked really rough to me. I was so excited to watch him, and I was like, I don't know. This guy looks rough. So honestly, I don't know. I don't have like any hot takes about guys. We're gonna talk about who we stan, summer league stan list later on. But
I just we kind of said it after the draft, but I think the Nuggets just really liked Bones' makeup as a person and a player, just an ultra competitor, a hooper, a guy who's just addicted to the gym, lives in the gym. He just seems like a Nugget. He's got a lot of Nugget tendencies.
Does have some Nugget tendencies. I'm going to go ahead and give my first hot take of Summer League 2021. Are you guys ready?
Spice.
Yeah.
Spice, get ready for 5 peppers over there, Kale. Bones Hyland will be Mr. Nugget within 2 years. 2 years. Within 2 years.
Wait, what's Monte's contract?
4.
Well, Monte has 2 years left on the deal, right?
I'm telling you, there's so many guys that you're right now. Bones Hyland is going to be a definitive. What? 3 peppers, Rob? Losing peppers.
Losing peppers.
Because I think we already had some idea that he could be potentially Mr. Nugget, but tonight, talking to him, the post-game media thing, just kind of talking to him on the side, it cemented the belief.
I love it.
What do we have to consider the incumbent?
Okay.
Yeah.
Monte Morris.
Yeah.
What does Monte
First of
do
all,
in these 3 years?
He's
He's going to surrender Mr. Nugget?
Well, this is the guy that has awarded like everybody Mr. Nugget.
That's right.
Mr. Nugget over here.
Well, hold on. It was Gary Harris. That's because I was not willing to kick out the incumbent, Gary Harris, which you are oh so eager to do all the time. potentially, we're talking about potential Mr. Nuggets.
Just because you lose the Mr. Nugget title doesn't mean we no longer love you.
Okay,
it's just that somebody
but Monte
has
to leave the team to lose that title.
You think?
Also,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to leave the
I want
team.
the chat. I want to see
Yeah.
the chat. What is the chat saying about this?
I don't care what the chat is.
Whoa.
Once you were off the team, you relinquish Mr. Nugget. While you're still on the team, you keep that Mr. Nugget
I
title.
also have to,
Unless you do something to not deserve it anymore.
I have to point out Adam going on a long preface about Summer League takes and couching them, only to bust out he's the next Mr. Nugget.
I'm telling you guys right now. I'm telling you right now. There's some things you can read into.
He's got
And
good
personality. Oh,
He's got
energy,
great
man. Are you
energy,
talking about?
man.
I have it on good authority. The whole world is only vibes, and
That's
his
right.
vibes are incredible.
That's the only
right.
thing that matters.
I can't go into the
Can
details
confirm.
of how I know that, but I'm just going
Do
to
you
tell
want
you.
to? We could.
No, we don't have to. No, honestly, his energy is great, and to take you in Summer League. I tell people this every year I go. I'm such a fan of Summer League, and by the way, shouts to is it Jeff? Who did we meet from Chicago tonight?
Steve
From
John Jeff.
Is this a bit?
we met a bunch of a guy. The people that were at Summer League. It was so nice to get to meet fans or this or that. But we got a guy, Steve, who came out from
Steve
Chicago.
Is
He
Mr.
said
DNVR Nugget.
he is Mr. DNVR Nugget, man. He
I
was
love
fantastic.
Steve, man. I thought about inviting him onto the show.
He was great.
Dude, Steve is pure vibes.
Yeah,
But to tell
he
you-
is pure vibes.
It's pure vibes. So here's the thing. And this is what's cool about Summer League.
Steve from
We'll
Chicago.
talk about this a little bit later,
Steve from
but
Loveland.
it really is
Originally from Loveland.
one. It's like Twitter in real life. So there's all these people you know from Twitter in real life, but also like you're just walking around. There's players. There's this or that. You know, you're walking around. So I say that to say, you know, Harrison and I, we watch the game, and you go over to the media area, and it's like there's another game going on. It's like it's right behind that in the little hallway. It's the weirdest.
I'm
like,
standing 2 feet from Masai Ujiri.
yeah, it's like it's the
It's
weirdest.
like, oh, whose
way.
voice is that? That's obviously Masai.
And it's he has a very distinct voice. And so anyway, we go down there and to get our first look at Bones in person. And I just got to say, man, like not that this stuff matters that much. 10 out of 10 presser.
Yeah.
And not even just presser, but even just chatting to him. Like he was just so great. Like I'm telling you, I just
Every
think this
presser
guy's-
that he's done so far has been 10 out of 10.
Oh, but
He's
how-
done 2,
but
and
this
they've
is-
both been 10 out of 10.
Yeah, but you're saying that this doesn't matter that much. But
it does.
coming out of that, that's how you awarded him future Mr. Nugget.
It
Does it matter? Or does it not matter?
It does matter. It does matter.
I'm in Vegas, guys. I'm feeling it. I'm trying to get the
I
vibes.
feel
I
it
told
too.
you guys, you have to have great
Vegas.
vibes in Vegas, baby.
Boys are back in town.
The boys are back in town. So I was just really impressed with him and his personality. And I really think you guys are all going to really
Yeah.
grow to love him. It might be a slow process. Might not, though. I don't know. Watching him tonight, it's so hard to evaluate Summer League, but he does have like some scoring ability and just some like mix it up ability that, you know, maybe half a year's time, I don't know. But whatever it is, I do think once he gets on the stage, people are going to fall in love with his personality, his heart, his drive, his toughness, all that stuff. It just
His
really shines
confidence,
through.
a lot of confidence.
His confidence, for
His
sure.
spirit, man. He's got a spirit that just brings people together. Like he's a guy that people just gravitate to.
Is there anything else from the post game that you thought was interesting from Bones specifically?
I think
He mentioned that one of the things I asked it because get so serious. He's analyzing the game and was it tough and this or that.
yeah.
But I asked him just like, was this like just step back? Like, was this a big deal to you? You get it's a summer league debut or whatever, and it was. You could see kind of lit up with it. He's like, yeah, man, honestly, this was special. Like whatever, and that's what's cool about it is. This is a bit of a dream come true, and I'm sure it was such a whirlwind for him getting off the plane, eating it, and then playing a basketball game that he probably didn't get to like fully breathe it in. But it was a big deal to him.
And you know what else I've noticed about him? He's got a crew of supporters.
Oh, yeah.
That
He's got a
party
squad.
from draft night was huge that he posted.
Mm-hmm.
But then today, I don't want to. I'm not sure if this is accurate, maybe family or friends, but it seemed like there was a large Bones contingent right next to Eric and I watching the game. And like, this is just Monte had a lot of that, right? Everyone knew who he was. Everyone liked him. Bones got
Yeah.
there are people
They
who
had,
gravitate to him.
I want to say 2 or 3 just rows up at Thomas and Mack Center, like halfway up the stands
Bones Brigade.
that were just going crazy. Yeah, the Bones Brigade.
The
The
boneyard.
boneyard. Oh my God, we
Going
gotta
crazy
get the boneyard.
on every Bones Hyland
I'll tell you,
touch.
this is maybe like a downer. I'm sorry to do it, but like,
Oh, boy. Here it comes.
can
Here
you
it comes.
imagine an alternative universe where the Nuggets have RJ Hampton and Bones Hyland like as the next wave of
Well, you gotta talk about old stuff, guy.
That's just the can of worms I was hoping we would open on this podcast is the RJ Hampton trade.
Sorry, I'm just saying it was those two guys.
I
are
thought
like
it was going to be the Malik Beasley trade. Is
Yeah.
what you were hoping to talk
there
about.
would have been so much energy between those guys, but you know what? Maybe Bones is simply enough. All right, we're going to continue this conversation on the other side, guys. We'll move it along to Bowl in segment 2. But there's a lot of stuff to hit on. I'm excited. This might be a long pod.
I'm not
tonight.
supposed to do ads, am I? All right, because I don't even have. a
Dude,
thing
I'm
in
on
front
the
of me.
show,
All
man.
right,
Like, come
just
on.
making sure, because I'm not prepared, guys.
You know what? I wish I had right now in my hands.
What's that?
A Breck Brew, not just any Breck
Man.
Brew though, not just any
Mile High
Breck
City
Brew.
Copper Lager.
Mile High City Copper Lager. That would taste so good. Oh, there's the music
There's
coming
the
in. Look
music.
at that, man. Look at that. I love it. I would love to have a Mile High City Copper Lager right now. It's how I would love to enjoy this Nuggets Summer League loss. Even though there are a lot of positives. Pick up some Mile High City Copper Lager today. Pick some up from the Breck Brew Farmhouse. Pick some up from your local liquor store, supermarket. You know the Mile High City Copper Lager. It's in that Nuggets blue can with the Nuggets logo on it. Pick some up so you can enjoy the game Thursday. Next game coming up Thursday.
I'm excited for Thursday's game.
Who do they play?
I don't even know. I don't. That's like it matters. Like, I don't know who do they play? I'll have to take a look.
Hopefully not
Look up
Boston
and see who
again.
they play on Thursday.
Yeah, see who they play on Thursday. Also, guys, we're now sponsored by Ball here on the DNVR network. Pretty cool, huh? Yes, that's the one. That's the one. They're the aerospace technology company. They're also the world's largest aluminum can and packaging manufacturer. They also sponsor Ball Arena, the arena where Bones Hyland will play next season. Bonus game. I wonder what the Grand Rapids Gold Arena is called. The Mine. That was bad. Guys, Ball's looking for people to work at their Golden plant. If you're interested, go to jobs.ball.com, search for Golden, or simply text Golden to 77222. You can work for a really cool company that's doing a lot of good in the world. And is also a sponsor of us here on the DNVR network, is also a sponsor at Ball Arena. So go to jobs.ball.com, search for Golden, or text Golden to 77222 for more info on working at Ball.
All right, back here, guys, segment 2 now, and let's move on to Bull. Who, look, Bones is the story because Bones, I think, has the more direct path to being a long-term piece of the Denver Nuggets and was the most recent addition and this or that. But I got to say, if you just said in a vacuum, which one was it? You like that one? Drink. In a vacuum, which player maybe popped the most tonight? Bull. Like he was, I mean, Bull's bad possessions, mainly defensively, his bad possessions are so ridiculous. And this early in this game, like the first 3 minutes, there was a play where Bull just gets pushed out there's he right there for a rebound, just gets pushed out and somebody like scores it. And then the very next play, he doesn't rotate and somebody gets like a wide open dunk or layup or whatever. And I go right from the court to Michael Malone. And I'm telling you, Michael Malone like lost, I don't know, 4 weeks of his life. Just like you could just see the like ulcer growing.
My second favorite part of tonight's game, other than Bones Hyland, was just watching Michael Malone react to every play.
Man, he really
he doesn't hide his emotions.
So we sat here and said, some really doesn't matter this or that. Michael Malone, it's like game 6 the finals.
Yeah.
He's very as a watcher, as an observer.
Brendan and I had a different view from you, so we weren't able to see
you had the back of his head.
We had the back of his head, which was less expressive, I would say. Was he reacting to other players in that way, or just Bull?
I think everybody,
the entire game.
Yeah, the entire game. Okay. But Bull's the one that I would keep looking at because his bad plays are so bad and his great plays are so great. Like Bull's such a weird player.
It's because Bull has like the most promise. Like in that, I promise, maybe not even the right word. Bull has the most gifts.
Yeah,
and like
so
Bull, like
when
Bull is moving and Bull is playing like he is been blessed by God to be able to play, you're like, this guy should be like an NBA like legend.
Here we
and
go.
then other times you're
Here
like,
we go.
but then other times you're like, this guy shouldn't be on the summer league squad. Like, this
Talking
guy should
ourselves
never
back
play
into
basketball
Bull.
again.
Do we really want to trade Bull?
Bull's he moving ahead of Zeke Naji on the depth chart here?
I can't do this again. But the trade value have been played up. I think it was Nekias Duncan who tweeted something like, when Bull has the ball, he's moving a million miles per hour. When he doesn't have the ball, he does everything in slow motion. And it's so true. Wait, say this though, at least after the game, he did say something along the lines of his goal today was to play with energy and to play through his mistakes. So some self-awareness there. And offensively, the energy was there. Couple big blocks on the other end, but defensively it was rough. I mean, like you talked about some of those examples, maybe just not as interested as he is when everything's about him on offense. But you also really saw why everything was about him on offense.
So 26 points, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks, and he goes 8 of 12 from the field. 8 of 12, including 3 of 4 from the 3-point line, 7 of 10. And some of those threes, like I will say this, he was 7 of 10 for the free throw line, by the way. Somebody was trolling him in the stands one time, and he looks over them and got like F, and then he missed 2 in a row, and I was like,
they were doing the Giannis count to 10 thing, and I'm pretty sure it got in his head on those.
It kind of got on.
Dude, that's the crazy thing. The craziest thing about Summer League is that it's just nonstop royalty of the NBA, ancillary pieces. It's like a weird, it's very surreal.
This is super surreal.
And then there can be 2 people in the entire arena that can cheer and chant something so loudly that it takes over the entire. There were literally 2 guys doing the chant, and it was enough to disrupt Bull and disrupt the entire game. It was unreal.
The crowd, because it's such a mixture of people, like, I mean, Nuggets fans, there's maybe 50 of them there today, right? So there's thousands of people in the stands, but maybe 50 Nuggets fans, 50 Celtics fans, and just a bunch of people, that it's almost like watching a stage play, in that everybody, it's quiet. You're like watching the game, and then people clap at the right moments, but other moments it's just dead silent. So like shooting a free throw, it's dead silent in there. So yeah, somebody could be chanting and you really hear them. I think we could be overly critical of Bull. And look, in my opinion, for some things, that everybody sees, and maybe some things that not everybody gets to see, there's good reason for it. But tonight is a night to say like 26 points, 9 rebounds, 8 of 12 shooting, and like spectacular. I mean, the good plays were absolutely bringing the ball up the court, through the legs, behind the back. Some of the threes he had, just some of the swagger, some of the sauce. He had a little turnaround jumper. That's like, it was just fun stuff.
I know some Nuggets fans are just so tired of hearing about him, and I get it because it hasn't materialized. But if you ever frame the question as like, why are people so obsessed with Bull? How could you not see the answer to that question? Because if he figures it out, it's a tremendous talent. He is doing things that very few people can do.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, not to belabor the point, but the potential's always been there. And that's why people don't look away. And that's why people ooh and ah when he's doing his thing, no matter what, the trajectory of his career looked like.
Bull's a top 5 most popular player at Summer League. Maybe top 2. I mean,
it's like he's up there with Jalen Green and Cade Cunningham.
Absolutely.
Do you guys remember 3 years ago, the Vlaco guys in
us?
No,
was it us?
Well, I was thinking about what Eric was saying. There was this one guy that stood up and screamed Vlaco every time he touched the ball for the entire game. But that was the start of the Vlaco era.
I kind of like this energy for a game. Like, games are fun when they're loud, nonstop, or whatever. But it is kind of fun when it's just quiet. You could yell across the field. Yeah. It's so weird.
I mean, again, this is like my first time here. Obviously, it is so bizarre because like when you are presented with the NBA, it's like on such a stage, and there's so much pomp and circumstance, and there's an aura about it, and this is all of it is stripped away. Like, you're just watching guys play basketball, but you're also like, every person that you encounter is enormous, like in the stands.
Oh my god, man, it's crazy.
The scale of Summer League could not be smaller and larger at the exact same time.
That's a great way to put it.
When you're I mean, it's so interesting. And Bull, like, the word that like really I felt like really captured him today, he was engaged. This is
what I was going to get to.
He had like you were saying, sometimes he had a smirk on his face. He was like, exactly, bringing a little bit of sauce, like, taking it to guys, like trying to clown guys a little bit. And when you can just see it, like when the energy in his body, when he like actually puts it to use, it's like remarkable. He's like incredible to watch.
Yeah, he really is.
What was so disappointing about that first game, and we didn't even pod about this, so like we haven't talked about it really, but his level of just engagement and intensity in that first half of that first game was just really disappointing, because you're like, all right, like, Bull obviously he wants to change the scenery, he wants to play. I feel like a mutual parting of ways at this point is probably what's best for both sides. If Bull plays well in Vegas, a team could show interest and trade for him and give him what he wants. So that's why it was so tough that first half of that first game when it just didn't bring it.
Right.
But I really feel like in the second half of that first game and tonight, he was really engaged. He was just playing at a high level intensity wise. He was battling for rebounds on the offensive glass. He was hustling. So ever since that first half, I've been impressed with him kind of just in those aspects.
His interview was good too. His energy was good. He was more upbeat. Sometimes Bull could be, I mean, I don't know if the interview was good, but the energy was good. Yeah. And sometimes Bull can get a little down. And I think that's what he was talking about with playing through his mistakes. And you'd just like to hear those things at least. Of course, it's easier said than done.
Yeah. Bull was fun. He was a lot of fun tonight. And honestly, like, the way his career in Denver has unfolded, he's got one more year left. Look, we don't know what's going to happen with it. I just don't have a whole lot of hope that he is going to eventually be a piece of the Denver Nuggets. So that's why I say sometimes with sports, like, you want things to work out exactly the way you envision it or this or that. But when they don't, sometimes it's like just enjoy the moment. And tonight was a moment. It was fun to watch Bol play for the Nuggets tonight.
It was really fun,
and he showed off the good parts of his game.
Through 2 summer league games, Bol has 47 points. Shooting 50% from the field, 18 of 24 from the line.
18 of 24 is a great number, and 24 is an insane number.
Yeah.
He draws fouls, man.
Yeah. The 10 personal fouls in summer league that you get's probably helping him there. 14 rebounds, 4 blocks. Just don't look at his plus minus though. But he just puts up numbers. He absolutely just post numbers in this environment.
I honestly think guarding him, you shouldn't try to block his shots. Like you got to attack his feet or something. Because tonight he drew a foul by somebody trying to block it and hitting his wrist. And it's like, what are you doing? There's no way you can block Bol. You could block him on a dunk or at the rim, but on a jumper, like, come on, man, it's ridiculous.
The jumper does come from a ridiculous place.
And somehow people always fall for it, where they're like, I'm gonna get it, and you're like, no, hit him in the elbow, almost so close.
We all know this about Bol. He is such a ridiculously good shooter.
Yeah,
it's just so weird that every time he puts up an open 3, you're like, oh, that's cash,
dude.
Man.
His shot is so slow, like
such a trebuchet.
Such a trebuchet. It's like, I mean, just
to the most degree.
The most trebuchet. Speaking of trebuchet,
that's enough.
How about this set, guys? How about this set? It took a while for the sun to go down. It's actually why one of the reasons we were late is we were like, we got to let the sun go down so we can have this
our penthouse here at Bally's really just showing off the view.
I like that I'm still shrouded in darkness and mystery over here. No one knows my true thoughts.
Because you have a lamp behind you. Should turn that lamp off, actually. Maybe that makes it that makes it way worse. You should turn that lamp back on. There we go.
Like how weird, yeah.
Let's talk briefly about Zeke Naji. Look, we just heaped a lot of praise on Bones and a lot on Bol. Zeke Naji, first of all, I want to say a couple things. Number one, again, arriving all late, having to quarantine for all this time. Like Zeke Naji, I think, had a lot of momentum leading up to this because he'd been with the team. He's been putting in the work. And I think that, are you taking a selfie during the show right now? Are you really taking a selfie? Wow. Is this going on the gram? Is this going on the gram here? Okay.
Let me follow.
This is going to Brandon Spano. Look, we're actually working out in Vegas.
But, so I feel bad for Zeke. This is obviously very clearly I think you could almost say should he have even played or this or that tonight. But here's the other thing. Bones Hyland. Hooper.
Yep.
Bol. Hooper. Zeke Naji.
Basketball
player through and through. And it's funny because probably the most interesting comment from Charles Class tonight, the guy one of the assistant coaches who's the head coach of the summer league team, was that he wanted Zeke Naji to explore his game. That was what his goal was, explore it. And I think he did some exploring tonight. Put the ball on the floor, try to make some moves.
He definitely explored.
It wasn't good. Look, I think Zeke Naji is going to have a much better game on Thursday. He's a guy that will fit with some structure, maybe calm some nerves to that. I will say this, he looks like an absolute unit. That
was my biggest takeaway, man.
He wears his pants tight.
Yeah. Because he can.
Wow.
Because he absolutely can.
Because he's just like a freaking
unit,
statue.
Man.
He is absolutely jacked.
I like that you did wait till after dark to bring out this thing.
It's time.
Male form corner. About time we got here.
No, he physically he looks incredible. He's just an absolutely incredible specimen. But but he's a basketball player, and tonight he tried to explore his game. Had first play of the game. Off the dribble move, and I'm like, oh, Zeke Naji trying something we're not going to see. Doesn't even hit rim, hits the backboard, and it comes off hard. Missed all of his open threes. This is a really, if you were to grade him tonight, D-, F. I'll give him a D. No, effort, A. Everything else, so he doesn't get an F because the effort was there.
D-, but I actually thought defensively there were a couple of nice moments.
This is actually a really good point.
Show up when a team's getting their ass kicked to that
especially
extent.
Defensively.
Right, but he personally actually did have those moments. The offense, you expect the rust in that scenario.
There were times tonight where point guards would get switched out onto him, or he would get switched out onto point guards, try to make a move on him, and then pass the ball to someone else and be like, no, you actually have the advantage here, not me.
Yeah.
He did move his feet, I thought, really well. But offensively, I don't know where he fits into summer league basketball, especially if you told me there's going to be no plays because nobody knows the plays. There's going to be no practice. How Zeke Naji looks like? What's he? I don't know. What's he going to do?
You would have liked to see him knock down a couple
100%
because he missed some open ones. But I'm going to attribute a lot of that to just not in a rhythm because there was no rhythm to the game. Not the usual shots he's getting.
Yeah.
And he also just walked off a plane as well.
Yeah, it's funny because you would have expected, because Bones Hyland was on the exact same plane, you'd be able to use that same excuse for him. But it just tells you everything about their two styles of game.
So
it's
true.
like Bones
on
Hyland,
the Hooper like basketball scale, Bones is 100% Hooper,
100%.
0%.
No, he's not 100%.
basketball player.
He's not 100.
But I'm making a point here
he's
because
80-20.
because Zeke Naji is 100% basketball
Zeke Naji's
player,
100% basketball
0% Hooper.
Yeah, he's 0% Hooper.
I know. So I mean, Zeke Naji gets an F. He was terrible, but who cares? Like for me, it's like,
bro.
For me, it's like like you failed this, but I'm passing you along to the next grade anyway. It's like fine. Like,
Eric would be the most hilarious teacher. He's like, you got an F, but don't worry, it doesn't matter.
But don't worry, like you graduated. Fine.
Yeah.
Zeke Naji is also at his best when he's around other good players.
Exactly.
You know,
well, he's a play the game the right way guy, and when your team literally doesn't know how to play together.
Well, I do think he was exploring his game tonight. Like, they were
totally
he tried. I mean, he got the ball ripped from him one time on a drive. Like, it didn't work out, and he can't just be a catch and shoot guy that defend. I mean, maybe he can actually. He might be able to just be that, but at the same, I do think that there is a different level to him if he can add a little bit to his game, where it's like, hey, we talked about this with Torrey Craig, the continuity offense. Whenever Torrey Craig would be the guy up next, Jokic would be like, I can't throw it to him because like that killed the continuity. And I do think Zeke Naji, if you extrapolate this, season 2 from now, you do want him to be able to be like, hey, he's every now and then he can exploit a hard closeout and drive to the basket. And tonight, look, for what it's worth, tonight he just didn't do that,
right?
Or he tried it and it looked absolutely horrible. So
and maybe he'll get there, but he was he the 23rd pick in the draft? I can't remember.
I'm not doing this hedging yet. I still love Zeke Naji. I'm still
absolutely. I just want to point out, like, I'm not saying he can't do those things. I just want to point out it can be a tough ask for a late first rounder. You say he can't just be a spot up and rebound and defense guy, but that might be his place in the NBA. So that that's just who some guys are. That's not to say I'm putting the ceiling on him now. We don't know.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out today.
I'm going to go on record. I'm going to make a prediction. I think he has a solid game on Thursday. That's Mr. Nugget. I think he has a solid game on Thursday. I don't think he's going to have any great games. Just because like his game doesn't lend itself to like 27 points. But I think he'll have a solid game, maybe like double or some defensive sequences, and we'll be like, okay, that's. Ooh, nice little exhale here because
I don't even think Zeke Naji needs to play at Summer League, which is crazy because
I do. I think he does.
I don't think he does. I mean, which is crazy because it's his second year and he didn't play in Summer League last year, and he didn't even play with the Nuggets in the rotation last season. But I mean, we know what Zeke Naji is. We know what he is. We know what he's good at. We know how he fits into the Nuggets offense. I'm glad he's exploring his game, but to get rotation minutes with the Nuggets next season, he doesn't need to do any exploring.
This might be an exploration that ends back at the same starting point.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He explored.
He saw. It's okay.
And now he's
first rounder's a 3-and-D guy.
All right, why don't we hit another break? On the other side, though, we're gonna cut loose
a real Mr. Nugget update. Well, I don't. You guys clearly aren't getting this tease, so I'll save it. It's a real. It's a tease for you three as well. On the other side of the break.
I'm so teased.
I don't like this.
Sexuality that you guys
there's a lot of leg going on. First time I'm wearing shorts on the show. Nobody's talking about
your shorts debut. Look at the legs, everybody.
When the show started, the chat was ablaze with the amount of leg that was available. I put on pants because I'm respectful of you, the audience. Harrison, go ahead.
On the topic of that,
set,
Manscaped. Make sure to pick up the Lawnmower 4.0 from Manscaped. 4,000K LED spotlight. The 3,000 RPM motor, the travel bag that you get with the Performance Package 4.0. Pick that all up from Manscaped. You can get 20% off plus free shipping with the code DNVR at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code DNVR at manscaped.com for a clean Trinity and beyond. Your Spaceballs will thank you. Again, go to manscaped.com, get 20% off plus free shipping with the code DNVR. Pick up all your Manscaped products. The Lawnmower 4.0, the Perfect Package 4.0, tons and tons of stuff at Manscaped to get. On DraftKings right now, they've got another awesome deal for DNVR listeners. Celebrate college football season. College football around the corner.
Right around it.
DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is putting new players in the center of the action with $200 in free bets instantly if you bet $1 or more on any college football game. So bet $1 on a college football game, you're going to get $200 in free bets. Nothing. You just have to place the bet. Yeah.
I don't like this promo. I like when DraftKings gives us something that we have to like sweat just a little bit. Like, I
like it because they're just done with like this stupid little prop. They're done with it. Yeah. DraftKings Sportsbook, they're giving all new players $200 in free bets instantly when you place a bet of $1 or more on any college football game. No matter what, anything can happen. Just bet the $1. So make sure to download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app. Now use promo code DNVR to receive $200 in free bets when you place a $1 bet on any college football game. That's promo code DNVR to get your free $200 in free bets instantly. But it's for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Colorado only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Finally,
shouts to the chat, everybody. Love seeing the chat.
Shouts to the chat, dude.
I feel like you guys are here in Vegas with us.
Can I also just, and I mean this one, shouts to the one person who dislikes the show every time. I appreciate that
our haters, baby, they push us.
They have us on alerts. They clearly do.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I appreciate you.
We know they're tuning in.
We love you.
Solid Meds, they've got a lot.
I played fine.
Throughout
Find
the
a new
month
slant.
Guys, check out these deals from Solace Meds.
All right.
Dixie Elixir,
Wow.
2 for 30.
Whoa.
2 for 30.
I know somebody who's a big fan.
Eric just booked a flight back home.
You can only get that at Solace Meds. They don't have any Solace Meds out here. I'll tell you that. Spectra, 20% off. Ripple, 25% off. Silver Shelf Flower, 15% off. Connoisseur Shelf Concentrates, 15% off. Great deals. You can also get 20% off at any of Solace Meds locations when you drop the code DNVR20. So drop that code DNVR20 at checkout. Get 20% off from any of these Solace Meds locations. They've got one off of Broadway, one on East Colfax, one in Fort Collins, in Wheat Ridge. When you go that Wheat Ridge run, drop the code DNVR20, get 20% off. Also get a free Solace bar or King Cone with your purchase.
All right, so back here, final segment. I see some people in the chat saying I'm coming next time to Summer League, and honestly, I mean, hopefully, even this year it's still a little weird. Like the world's only half opened, and it's a little bit weird. Hopefully next year, knock on wood, we have a little luck and everything's fully open back to normal. And if it is, we might have to do like a DNVR trip. See if we can't get like a hotel to give like a little discount rate, and we'll do dinner, we'll do live shows. Like, honestly, it is so much fun to be out here. We get a little section going that we just get like all Nuggets people in
and
for.
We love to meet you guys. Again, shouts Steve, shouts Dash, shouts Logan, I believe. I met you as well today. And if I'm forgetting anyone else, I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
Somebody's name was Dash?
Unless I misheard them.
That's sick.
It's kind of badass.
That's
right?
dope.
But shouts you guys. Thanks for coming to meet us.
Dash.
You made fun of me for not getting the names right. And here you are over here just totally guessing.
Dash, Speeder, Razor.
Yeah. And let me just tell you quickly what it's like to be in Las Vegas during Summer League. Last night, we walked by on the strip, we walked by Bol.
Yeah.
Moments afterwards, we walked by Kendrick Perkins.
Yes.
Then we hung out, we turned around, we're like, is that Bobby Portis? It was Bobby Portis.
Yeah. First of all, you could do this for like 2 hours.
I was about to.
I was going to say, like, how long is this going to go on?
This is actually the third segment.
You're bearing the lead. Isaiah Hartenstein sighting.
Isaiah
by the way,
Isaiah.
not playing on anyone's team.
No, just here.
Just here.
Just here for the vibes.
To be seen. And it's funny, too, because he has a posse. It's always funny. We're on the Bain train. It was pretty great, man. So yeah, next year it'd be fun. Maybe let us know in the comments. So you guys are all in for this. So DNVR Wolfpack. Right now, I have a one-man Wolfpack, but I would like to have.
Reference?
Yeah, I would.
Do you want to make a pact? No, it's a blood pact.
Oh,
we're supposed to.
screw that
forgot
up.
my knife.
All right. Guys, we should talk about who we're going to stand here at Summer League, because there's some players that at Summer League you start to fall in love with players. You're like, this is my guy, or not always just players.
You're gonna steal my teas.
It could be anything. It could be executives. It
Stealing
could be
my
anything.
teas.
Kale, super producer Kale, can we pull up none other than our own Tim Conley live from Las Vegas here? I'm giving a long cue here to Kale for him to pull it up and throw it on the screen. And at any moment, Kale. Throw on the screen the
Kale's
thing. All right, maybe Kale did fall asleep. Anyway, guys, Tim Conley had a hat on that was the DNVR hat.
Yeah.
It's cooler if there's a visual aid to it. Hey, there it is. Hey, look at this.
You guys always do this. You act like pulling things up takes 0.2 seconds of real life time, and it just doesn't. I'm sorry.
You know what I love?
Kale
Kale not
us.
in Vegas. He's like we're in like Vegas energy. He's like, you mother.
He's like, it's a school night.
You guys are taking up my Tuesday night when I could be doing all.
You know what I like about Bones Hyland tonight that I don't like about Kale is no excuses from Bones.
That's
tonight.
right.
No excuses.
That's right.
Absolutely owned
He didn't
it.
even know the playbook.
Didn't even know it.
Think about that.
No, but Tim Conley, guys, rocking the DNVR. He's you guys. He's us. Tim Conley is a true Denver ambassador.
Is he underrated in the Mr. Nugget discussion?
He created Mr. Nugget.
Is Tim Conley?
Tim Conley's not Mr. Nugget. Tim Conley's Emperor Nugget. You know what the greatest thing about this hat that he's wearing is that Tim Conley came to the bar and I was like, Tim, you can have whatever you want, and he insisted on buying it. He bought that hat.
Tim's a homie, man. Tim's a homie. We're still gonna critique bad draft picks. Because we are no, he honestly is awesome.
I mean, if Tim would have taken Jayden Springer, like we would have had some critiques for sure.
Well, no, we would have given him an A on draft night, and then tonight we'd have been like, I don't know about Jayden Springer, guys.
He's only 18, all right. So maybe we're okay.
No, but that was really cool to see. Tim Conley, man, what a homie. Let's also talk though about some more summer league guys. We'll start. We have the Stan list. You know, guys that we absolutely like. We watched him here, and we're gonna stand. I'm gonna give you my first guy, Davion Mitchell. Mitchell. Love that guy.
He ate Book Knight's lunch yesterday.
Dude, and Book Knight was great. I mean, it was a back-to-back, so maybe you can get, whatever. But Davion Mitchell, it was a back-to-back. What do you say?
Harrison, it's just summer league game.
I love what Harrison just cracks up.
Summer league.
It was a back-to-back. It was a back-to-back. Does it mean, you're not as tired because it's summer league?
James Booknight's like 18. Played like 20 minutes last night. I'm sorry. We gotta play it back to back.
And also, I saw James Booknight later in CVS. That's right. I saw him. I was buying multivitamins and
what was he
water.
buying?
I don't know. I don't know.
What are you here for?
I don't know that either.
But Davion Mitchell, man, that guy is truly Drew Holiday-esque in that there's only most defenders, they play defense like defense. They're reacting, they're shadowing, this or that. Davion Mitchell plays defense like offense. Like he's like, it's like predator and prey. You're dribbling the ball off the court and he's like stalking you, just like, you're about to F up. I just honestly am glued to him when he's out there on defense, because I'm like, I feel bad for whoever it is that is dribbling the ball within an earshot of him.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Aaron Naismith now. The greatest player I've ever seen strap him up. Giannis Tima of the Orlando Magic.
This guy should have been a Nugget.
I'm
convinced.
So this guy, I believe, is 28 years old. I saw him on the court. Yeah, he was a 60th pick in 2013 when he was playing amongst the 18-year-olds, and we first arrived. This is the first game we were watching. I was like, that's the weirdest looking dude I've ever seen playing basketball. Like, we were up a little bit and I was like, does he not have eyebrows? Like, what's going on? And then I thought it was just my own little personal private observation, that my joke. And I open up Twitter and it's ablaze with Giannis Tima. A lot of people took note of Giannis Tima and how different he looked out on the court there.
Does look different.
I regret to inform you guys that I'm taking not one but two Philadelphia 76ers.
Oh no.
Tyrese Maxey, who just
dude
maybe shouldn't be here. Like,
too
that
good
was,
for summer league.
Yeah, he's definitely the second year player that didn't need
he's
to
the type of guy that comes here, dominates one game, and is just like, all right, I don't need to play anymore.
What are you doing
We
here?
don't need you anymore.
Another
happens
one
every year.
Didn't get to see much of him last year, but obviously plenty of him at Summer League. Isaiah Joe shot the lights out the ball. And it's just a really pretty jump shot. Just some are more fun to watch than others. He's got one of those where he puts it up and you're like, oh, that's in. Every time.
76ers have like a really fun summer league team.
Really fun.
Oh, the thing
They're
about
coming for the title.
how about Maxey though, and just how thick he is. Tyrese Maxey is one of the weirdest, but honestly, he should have been like a running back or a tight end or something. Like, he's like really freaking.
He plays
stocky.
that way almost,
but it's like all muscle. It's just so
yeah.
wide, and you're just like, holy crap, man. And I will say this about Maxey: that guy. How many shots did he take in that game? He made all of them. He made a lot of them, but like he was trying to shoot. That guy is shoot first, second, third, and fourth. It's kind of funny.
I hate to do this, but RJ
Yeah, he's on my stand list.
I don't
No
know.
question. No question.
I love watching RJ.
Me too.
Love him as a player. Love him as a person.
As a personality, just like he floats. He also runs like he's running on air.
Yeah.
Like his feet barely touch the ground. He just bounces around the court.
You're describing him like
Harrison, your mic went out. Check your cord.
My mic went out.
I think you're back.
Am I back?
Nope.
No.
Nope. Are you back?
Yeah, he's back.
Am I back?
Oh yeah.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
As I was saying, RJ Hampton. Love him as a player. Love him as a person. He floats on air, running on water.
He was actually only okay too, by the way. It
He
wasn't like
he
he was
actually
awesome.
didn't even have a great game.
Yeah.
I was like, what are we talking about?
like I know that you're like the thing about him is that he's just like dreamy.
He kind of is, man.
He didn't play well, and he's not a good basketball player. But my
Yeah.
God,
No, I just think he's really good, and I wish he was still on the Nuggets. Even though I love Aaron Gordon, love the trade still. Just sad to see him not on the Nuggets.
Could have been a lot of fun to root for
Yeah.
as well.
Suggs.
No.
Wow, he had a great game.
Jalen Suggs looked amazing. Like he started off the first like 3 or 4 plays. I was like, oh man, who is that guy? And I was like, oh, that's Jalen. Like I didn't quite know, but it's that thing that we always talk about, like the really like the amazing players move differently. Like he's so compact in his movement. He's like super athletic. He made like a couple like terrible plays after I recognized him. I was like, oh, maybe I was a little bit off. But then later on, we looked at the box score. He had like 30 points. He looked great to me.
Yeah. Last guy for me, Trey Murphy, man. I was so impressed with him. He's so tall. I knew he was tall, but watching him play, he's so smooth, so strong, so textbook.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his shot looked gorgeous. Like to me, he's like my favorite mold of player. And then you see him, Trey Murphy.
Oh, okay.
And then you see him in person, on a court. And I'm just like, man, I love the way this guy does everything. Just, it's summer league. A lot of these guys are young. They're just not fundamentally sound or whatever. Watching him out there, man, everything was just so smooth and he attacked the basket. I will say this part of what's so fun about summer league is, what do they always say? Like basketball is exponential, right? So I think I am in the 99.9th percentile of all basketball players. Yet I am significantly closer to the 50th best basketball player than I am the 99.99.
Should we unpack this, Wind?
Wait.
What I'm saying is,
Say it, Wind.
You're in the 99.9 percentile of all basketball players?
Sure, why not?
Oh.
They're not like most people are not good at basketball.
Oh, of the entire like world.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I
okay.
thought of
okay.
the pool of people that play basketball.
Okay.
Well, even if you want to do that, it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that like the scale of like everybody that just goes into a gym and shoots a basketball or whatever. But I'm closer to the 50th percentile person that I am 0.01% above me, because these guys, and then you go and watch this game and you just watch how fast they are and strong, and the window of which you watch it on TV and you're like, you're wide open. Like, how do you miss that? And then you watch the game in person, and you're like, he's wide open because the defender's 15 feet away and the defender almost blocks it. And you're just like, my God, these guys are just so athletic, so fast. And just, I mean, the skill sets are amazing. So Trey Murphy.
Unfortunately, we haven't, in person, haven't gotten to see much of the top picks yet.
Who cares?
Well, I guess they don't really belong on stand lists because they're really effing good. So that's kind of not the point.
We ventured into the Cox Pavilion for a little bit, which is, by the way, is way more intense, way more like intimate. And like you walk in and you're like inches behind the bench. You have to like shimmy across and like try not to bump into guys that are actually sitting on the bench. It's very crazy. We went in there for just a little bit and we got to watch a little bit of the Timberwolves, and McKinley Wright looked great.
Yeah,
he really looked great. He really looked like he belonged. He really looked yeah, he just looked same thing as Bones Hyland. He just looked very composed. Like he was, I that's the other thing. Like we were close enough, you could absolutely hear everything that was being said on the court. He was communicating to everybody. Like you could really just hear his natural leader tendencies. So I expect good things for him.
Yeah.
Checking on Emmanuel and Kenneth.
Emmanuel Moutier is ready to turn the corner.
Actually, I did have one more point on Orlando. It seem like RJ and Suggs and then Cole Anthony kind of on the outside looking in.
What's weird is they play all three of them at the same time. So RJ was small forward technically.
No, but I'm just saying my eyes were on those two guys. And then there was a little bit of Cole Anthony, like it's my turn. And it was kind of like Should it be though?
Cole, I mean, man, you don't make it to the league at that height unless you're just like every
or confident,
or just supremely confident.
Hell yeah, wins.
What are notes here from Las Vegas? It's fun because we have so many people internationally. You know, Las Vegas is this exotic place. Las Vegas is the funniest place because it is actually exotic and unique and whatever. But
exotic is a strange way to describe it.
But it's also like kind of gross and hot.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like typically the word exotic is used to describe something that is precious and uncommon. And Vegas is like so deeply common, but also surrounded by artifice. It's like just the most unremarkable people all together mixed with the most remarkable settings, but it's entirely fake. Everything about Las Vegas, everything is yeah. Vogt was being like very philosophic, and he's like, you know, it's very hollow here. And he's like talking about how, you know, like things aren't as they seem. And I was like, no, it's literally hollow, dude. Like if you walk by a statue, it's like boom, 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 boom. Like this thing's made out of plastic, my man.
Someone just said I love Vegas for like 2 days, and that's it. That's
so
exactly
true,
that's
man.
the timeline.
It's so true.
Which, by the way, we're about
coming
there.
up. We're about expired.
We're
here.
well over the halfway mark. Which
Hey,
is nice.
I have one point on the Denver Nuggets. So far, in years past, it has been like, oh, which could be the interesting two-way guy.
Yeah.
And so far this year, it's felt more like a showcase for the guys with roster spots.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
in so
A
far
showcase for one guy in particular.
sure. I just mean it, but like that's what matters. That's where our attention is, and like I don't
No,
know if anyone has really emerged as like, oh, I
Any
hope it's
love
that
for
guy.
Davon Reed?
I was gonna bring him
Davon
up,
Reed,
Mr.
whose
Dependable.
actual nickname on Basketball Reference is Mr. Dependable. You're probably wondering why we're calling him that, because it's his actual nickname, Mr. Dependable.
It's funny. It's like it's his actual. He probably typed that in. Like it's not like it wasn't like awarded to him by the universe. That's
Dude,
his actual.
I love this. Like, which NBA players most likely to have edited their own Wikipedia page?
Mr. Dependable.
The answer to that's Kenneth Fareed.
No, it's definitely Kenneth Fareed. It's definitely Kenneth Fareed.
RJ Hampton just hired someone to write his.
Actually, you know who I would say? Spencer Dinwiddie, if I was being completely honest. You see his quote about Bitcoin the other day, and it's like, bro, you're playing a part at this. You're playing a bit at this point.
Yeah, all of a sudden there's a section in his Wikipedia page of what books he's read. You're like, wait,
Like, hold on a second.
what's going on?
Pertinent?
Mr. Bitcoin.
Oh God,
Like, hold on.
Mr. Bitcoin.
Shout out to Spencer Dinwiddie, though. I love him. Let me hand the mic to Eric real quick because because I mean, come on. You've been here. I want your assessment now. We've talked a little bit about this, but just give us the assessment of Summer League. Has it met your expectations? It's a weird year. It's a little weird, but
So yesterday at Summer League was bizarre because the Nuggets weren't playing. We were just kind of wandering around. It felt a little disorganized, and again, it's like seeing your favorite movie star like without their makeup. And it's like kind of meeting your heroes thing. It's like it like reduced something that's so grand down to its lowest level, right? And I didn't quite know what to, but it was cool. It was weird. Then last night, like walking around, just like seeing the NBA on display as the rest of us, as the plebes, just walking around, I was like, this is insane. This is incredible. Like, and so like the longer we're here, like the more and more incredible it's becoming to me. Like we're just walking through and Adam comes up and we're talking with our friend Steve, and he's like, oh, let's get a picture. And we're like, should we have Mike Bibby take
it was like, let's see if we get somebody to get who is there. And it's like just famous people.
Yeah, we're
well,
like, should it be Mike Bibby or maybe Rich Paul?
Rich Paul. Hey, Rich, can we get a photo of us?
Yes.
You taking a photo
We
of
should have
us?
done that bit.
I know. We
have
really
done
should have
that.
gotten
You
seen him.
wouldn't
We could
have
have
known
got
us.
Bibby to take a photo of us. It would have been hilarious.
We were getting our luggage next to Michelle Roberts. Just listing people we've seen.
Oh, you could do this all day. It's hilarious, man. So it's been fun. So, Summer League, good time so far. Even though this is probably the shittiest Summer League ever.
Yeah.
Still.
No,
Oh, yeah.
Adam stole my thunder. It was about Tim Connolly being Mr. Nugget.
How was I supposed to know that?
Use your brain. Make a connection.
Did you know that? Did you know that?
No.
I guess I'm just galaxy braining.
Well.
Here. I'm just elevated.
Well, all right, guys. What are we doing tonight? We gonna hit the strip?
Wait, let's do this one together.
The
All right.
boys are back in town.
Oh, no. If I hear that song one more time, man, I'm
Somehow
leaving.
the boys are back in town has become our theme song of this godforsaken trip.
As we arrived, that song was playing. We're like, oh man, the boys are back in town. This is so fitting. This is our song. And then it's been playing, I think, every time we've gone downstairs. Maybe not that coincidental.
Yeah, but we're in town together for the first time.
Oh, but
So
guys,
it doesn't even apply.
dude, catch us at walking the strip, arguing with Adam about whether or not we're going to get Chipotle again. Catch us downstairs, wondering if walking over to the Aria is way too far or just the right amount. It's going to be great.
I did an oxygen bar today for the first time in my life. I was so hungover. I was like, I got to get over this. Didn't help at all.
Here's the deal.
Complete waste of money. Just as you would have expected. Don't
scam.
pay for oxygen. It's
By
free.
Tomorrow night, our souls will be. Our souls will just have shriveled. Our bodies will have whittled. And
Oh
so
my
hear me
God.
out. Tonight is the night. Fremont Blackjack. Let's do it.
I'll pass.
Well, that sounds, yeah, you really expected that to go another way, huh?
It was really fun last time we did it.
I don't know
always
how the
fun.
energy for that.
Everybody, you guys are real ones, man, hanging out with us. So, like I said, our goal is to try to make you feel like you're here along with us. And, we have some videos. We're a little delayed on them, but we should have them now. Maybe one up tonight.
I gotta address something. I hear a lot of expectations for the fan vote. Our mics didn't work, so I couldn't go fan on the streets of Vegas. I know a lot of people are hoping to see it, but we audibled. We got something together, and you'll see it later this week.
So there you
Can't
go.
wait.
Well, we'll have a show again tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow, I think, is going to be an even more casual show. It's going to be DNVR and friends tomorrow. We got like I said, this is Twitter in real life, so we're going to have people over. Tomorrow being the last night, I think will be more of a, it'll be a sloppier one.
Wait, what does that mean? I can't wait to find out. After the break.
See you, everybody.
Let's go.